All right, we've finished up our problem statement. That's this right here. The next thing we want to do is do the flowchart. And you can see that I've already done some work ahead of time. This is stuff you should already know. I've assigned my values. I put in my input. And again, when you do your input, you always want to click the More button and make sure that you put in there the question you want to ask. Same with the athlete. And then down here, we have an output, and it has our place in memory, but it also has our label and how we're joining things together. So that's all together. Now I'm just going to do the new part, which is the decisions. And it's really not that new for this. You should have been able to do that, but just to show you, the first thing we have is if gender equals male. So we'll go ahead and do an if condition. And I'll put gender equals male. I changed this. Remember, I put capital letters here, but I didn't want that. So let's go back and change this to small. Yes. And yes. Okay, better. Okay, so gender equals male. Control C, Control V. All right, if it's true, I can't do anything else except another decision. So I have to put another diamond here. So that's the difference between a stack and a nested. You can see this if is inside that if, not down here stacked, because we have to do both conditions to find out where to assign somebody. So if this next one is going to be athlete equals yes, so Control C, Control V, and then I will do this assignment out here. And that is going to be the male ath, Control C, Control V, and Control C, and Control V. Now, I'm going to do something different here. This is called the build-in test methodology, and it's really what you should be doing. Once I have created a path, I should test that path to make sure that it actually works. So in order for you to do that, you also have to build out the bottom. So I built out everything except the decisions. And now I'll go ahead and test this to see if a male athlete works out right. So again, when we test it, we're going to have to put a male in quotations, and then athlete. Whoops, sorry about that, wrong key. And then athlete in quotations, and it tells me McMaster. So McMaster. What? What happened there? Oh, McMaster. Is McMaster right? Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So male athlete is McMaster, so that actually works. So once that works, there's no sense in me building the entire flow chart and find out the first thing didn't work. So that's what the build and test methodology is all about. You build a path, you test a path, you build the next path. So the next path, I'm going to copy this, paste it over here, because these are both male, but this is for the non, so they said no to that. So all I have to do is change this. Control, whoops, Control, come on. Okay, Control C, and then Control V. Stupid Windows key. All right, so instead of Control C, I did Windows C, and that's what brought up the other thing. And now I just paste it over here, Control V. All right, it's a good thing I make mistakes. And now we can test that. So this is going to be the gram, hopefully. And I'll say, okay, my typing, I'm off a little bit here. Home row, male, no, and gram. So I know that those two work. And now I'm going to make my life a little bit easier because everything works the other way except false. So if I just come over here and I grab these three objects, and that means put my mouse pointer icon underneath the word true, but not all the way down, and hold it down my left mouse button, I can grab these three and copy them. And then move over here and paste it into the false side. Bam. See, that's easy. And since I've tested these paths, I know they're going to work. The only thing I have to change is the fact that these are for feminine or females. And since the only difference between these is fem or male, I'm just going to do Control C. Change this male to FEM, Control V. And then come over here and change this male to Control V to female. So I didn't test these two. After fixing this, I didn't test it again. Since I tested the right side, it should work. And now I'm going to test the left. And this is going to be female. Yes. And female is the Thornley, and you can see that that's true. And then we test it one last time. Female. And no. And this should be the boating. Very good. So we tested it 4 times. We used the build and test methodology. We also use copy and paste to our advantage because now I can't put errors in here because most of it stays the same. The only thing changed between these 3 and the 3 on the other side is FEM instead of male on each side here. So why not copy and paste instead of throwing errors into your thing? But also learning the build and test means that if I came down here and got the wrong one, then I find my problem. But if I have a bunch of other things built, then when I test it, I don't know whether it's something over here that's wrong or something over there that's wrong. So using the build and test methodology is your fastest way. And we're going to do the same thing when we code. All right, so this was a pretty quick video because I didn't have to mess with building all that stuff. It was mostly built for me. All right, well, since we're here, let's go ahead and save this thing. So remember, we save it, we click on View, Create Flowchart Meta File. We go into our 114 assignments. This is for assignment 4. Oh, where's my lessons? And then I create a folder and call that lessons. All right, this way I can keep what I'm building. And for this one, since it's the EMF file, I'm just going to put in dormitory flow. And it's going to automatically put the EMF on there. I didn't do the notepad file, so save that. And since I opened it up from over there, we go to 114, assignments, assignment 4. We just built the lesson, so let's put it in a lesson. And again, for this one, I'm going to call this dorm problem statement. And remember, with Notepad++, I have to add the .txt. It's very important that you do that. If you don't, you're gonna, when you upload it to your instructor, they're not going to know what you used to create this, and that could cause some problems. Now, if I get it, I'm probably going to put the .txt, but we have a couple of different instructors teaching this class, and you want to make sure that you don't get a bad grade just because you forgot to put the .txt at the end. Whenever using Notepad++, always add the .txt. And now they're saved. All right, now I'll quit this